Welcome back for part 2, Ultra Gaming Bus. This is for my eBay auction for the sale of this Cosmos S Ultimate water-cooled PC. As a reminder, the specs are two GTX 780s in SLI, fully water-cooled using the Aqua Computer blocks, really nice looking, and again, nice EVGA custom SLI bridge which lights up, really nice touch there. And again, all throughout the system is plexi tubing. The Nvidia, that's an optional, that can light up green or can stay as it is. Again, 8 gig of Dominator Corsair RAM, which is capable of running up to 2200. The motherboard is a nice Gigabyte G1 Sniper 5 with all the latest BIOS, and it's currently overclocked to 4.5 GHz, which is really steady system. So we can see using CPU Z, the overclock is indeed at 4.5, and using GPU Z, then we can see that the GPU clocks have got a slight tweak in them as well. I've overclocked them so the system at all times is stable, irrespective of what you're running, and I've configured the CPU to only run maximum when it needs to. So as an example now, the clock's gone back down to just 1000 meg because it's not running anything. So if I was to, for example, click into Battlefield 4, then what we'll see, once I've signed in, so there we are. It's going to start to jump up now and use whatever it needs to use, and what that does is it makes the system more power efficient, so it'll only use what it needs to use, and the maximum voltage at all times is only 1.25. It can go a lot higher, so I can overclock it to a lot more if I want to, but I've chosen this overclock at 4.5 GHz because it's stable using everything, using all the benchmarks, using all games, all processes, all programs, and of course it does no damage to the CPU or indeed the GPU. So the advantage with this system is the CPU and the GPU are fully water cooled, so you'll get far better results than if you were with air cooling. And as a reminder, the case is custom, as in it's been powder coated black and white, so you'll never see another example of this. And really probably my camcorder's not doing it much justice, but as you can see from the build, it really looks clean. Okay, so I've had a few questions on eBay as to whether you can run all the latest games and whether it's future proof. It is 4K, so in terms of compatibility with monitors, yeah, it's future proof. And in terms of games, I mean, you've got two 780 EVGA graphics cards in there, guys, so it's going to run anything that's going to come out certainly within the next few years. So if I go into multiplayer and I don't know, go on to the latest one to join, then as we go to start wrapping up and it starts interacting, you can see then the CPU is going to drag what it needs from the system. Okay, so one last thing before we go, I'm just going to click on to Battlefield 4, and I'm going to show you what type of frames we're going to get from the two graphics cards. I'm just waiting for the map to load. So I've just clicked on any random server, not my normal server. And then once it loads, we'll have a look then to see what the frames are going to be. Just opening up the tripod, so hopefully then we'll be able to see on the system exactly what's what. So couldn't join that server. Let's check this one. Okay, so we're in on this particular one. Apologies for any focus issues. So what I want to do is when we get into the game, I'm just going to type in a quick command so that you can see the frames per second up on top. So saves all those questions of people asking what the frames per second are like. So I'm just going to go into deploy at the minute. Okay, so we're in the game, as you can see, and I'm the last man in squad. So I'm just going to type in perf overlay dot draw FPS true. So I don't know if you can see. So up on the top of the screen now, it's now brought up identified that at the minute the FPS is 134, 132. So what I'm going to try and do is angle my crappy tripod so that you can see that, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it because it's too high up.